Hello and welcome back. I am Brenton Hanes, and this is the Investor Preview. So today we're going to talk about my investment property analysis worksheet. My latest version, 3.0, just was released earlier this week. So if you haven't had a chance to download it, what I want you to do is go to my website real quick and give it a download. You can go to realestate365.net. When you're there, I want you to click on the Downloads tab and click on the Free Property Analysis Worksheet Download. From there, you can see some of the updates that we've done to it. Then if you keep scrolling down, all I'm going to ask for is just some basic info. And then you'll be able to download it. Now, the reason I ask for that info is, hey, I make mistakes, I make updates, I make some cool improvements, and I want to let you guys know about it. So I'm not going to spam you. The only time you're going to get an email from me is when I have updates on this worksheet. So go ahead, fill it out, throw in your name, your email address, and click submit. Now that you have downloaded it, here it is. I want to make sure you guys are all clicked on the same page. So we're going to start off on the Input tab. There's not much of a major change in here. The only thing that's going to be different from the one you downloaded is it won't be completely filled out. I'm using my working file just to show you kind of how some of this stuff works and how it looks instead of just having it be all blanks. So some of the things that we've updated right here: title escrow cost, lender cost, miscellaneous fees, so total closing cost. We have some initial CapEx projects, and you can itemize those down in this bottom right hand corner. That had 8 spots in there. You can break it down into individual projects. You can put it as a lump sum, whatever works best for you. And then I've also added this column here, purchase price adjustment. So I'll show you how I use it and why I've added some of the stuff in there, and hopefully you guys will find it helpful. So it starts off right at the top. So anything that's in blue, you can change. Anything that's black, you cannot. It's typically a static formula. So put in our date, who's analyzing it, property address, year built, property square footage, number of units, percent of down payment, your purchase price. Then we'll go through any of your title escrow costs, loan lender fees, any other miscellaneous closing fees. This will auto-calculate from our initial CapEx projects we're going to do, how I use it in the first 12 months. If you just wanted to overwrite that and put in an amount, you can. If you just have an overall price and don't want to itemize it. Then we'll get into the income. So this is going to be our monthly income. I love to look at monthly versus annual income. Current and market rents. Any other income, laundry, sign, storage, parking, we would add that in there. Go down to our annual expenses. So we have 2 columns as well, one for current and market. They will link over, but you can make any adjustments you want for a market rent. So water, sewer, trash, electric, gas, landscaping, HOA, property taxes, insurance, have a couple of others in there. And then you'll notice property management, maintenance and repairs and reserves are all black. Those are going to be static based off a percentage over in our analysis input section over here. Starting off, we're going to do vacancy. What is our mortgage rate? Term, how many years? Percent for management. Okay, maintenance, repairs costs, reserves, and then if you want to, you can put in your effective tax rate if you know it. Now for our last column, we'll have our 5-year analysis, and we'll do just some basic percentages just to get some projections out there. That's more of our fun sheet, fun column. You know, how close can I get to my numbers in the coming years, and what does it look like? So as you're going through a property, let's say I find something on the internet, I get as much info as I can, I analyze it. I may not have my closing costs, so those will all be zeroed out. I'm really more concerned on my initial numbers. Hey, does this property make sense? Do I need to dive deeper, or am I moving on to the next one? So I'm going to put in my basic income and expense, what I'm going to be using for vacancy. It all depends on the number of units, area, what are historicals. Obviously, I'm going to be more in tune with my mortgage rate, things are tending to creep up right now. Management, I'm using anywhere from 7 to 10%, depending on the size of the building, how many buildings I have with the management company, things like that. Maintenance, repairs. Well, what's the overall condition of the property? What is historicals telling me? Do I need to do a lot of CapEx to it to get to that spot? Typically, I'm using 7 to 10%, depending on the size of and year built of the building. Reserves, I'm typically always using 5%, and then you can put in your effective tax rate. So from there, we can make any notes. We can make notes on unit mix, what I'm using for market rents. Is it just based off Rentometer, Zillow? Where am I getting that from? Is it knowledge that I have? Is it from the management company? Any other little notes in here or questions I may want to ask as I dive deeper. Now keep in mind, a lot of this is preliminary. This is before I have reached out to any broker or anyone to dive in deeper. So this is just my initial shoot from the hip. And so keep that in mind as we go through it. So now I'm going to jump over to my analysis page. The very top, it's going to give me some breakdown. Now, the biggest change you'll notice is I've added this third column in here. So first column is going to be like what I refer to as my quick and dirty, my internet analysis, just off some preliminary information. My middle column is going to be based more of, hey, this property looks really good. I have it under contract. I'm doing my inspections. What does this thing need? Now, if you guys have ever been in multifamily for very long, you know, hey, it's not if it has deferred maintenance, it's how much does it have. So typically, we will always find something to do in these properties. Even though they tell us they are squeaky clean, they never are. I've never come across it. So, and then our last column is the same. It's going to be our market rents, but I did add in this section for closing costs and CapEx. So our total money's in on the project. So back up to the top, we have our current with closing CapEx and market rents for gross income. We have our basic property indicators, square footage, year built, number of units, and then GRM, cap rate, cost per square foot, CPU, and our DCR, debt coverage ratio, which is more commonly used in commercial properties, 5+ units. So we can kind of go through, we can change our numbers for, as you can see, our purchase price. Hey, found that this thing has a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm going to need to adjust my price, get credits, that sort of thing. So we're just going to take it off the top. And what do my numbers really look like? How much cash am I putting in my first 12 months into this project? So as we scroll on down, you'll see our net operating income, our cash-on-cash returns, equity buildup, and then at the very bottom we'll have our first-year indicators. Okay, our projected property value, our mortgage balance, total equity, and then our appreciation, some of our four-square return, appreciation, cash flow, equity buildup, tax shelter, total return on investment. So now all these indicators in the bottom right hand corner are going to be based off this middle column. Okay, we want to base our investment off of our total monies in, which is right here, right smack dab in the middle. Okay, and then finally on our last page, this is our fun one. How close am I getting to my projections, my 5-year analysis? And this is all going to be based off that middle column, total monies in. Alright guys, you can have a lot of fun with this, play around with the numbers and kind of see where you're at. Few little updates here on it. The biggest one notably is adding this third column so we can take a deeper dive in our analysis and what our total money in return would be. So I hope you guys find this helpful. I hope it's easy to use. If you want an unlocked version, I send out locked versions just so you can't screw it up. If you want an unlocked version, let me know. I think I have probably 60, maybe 70 hours in putting this together. I have no problem sending you guys an unlocked version. Just shoot me an email, text, phone call, whatever works for you, and I can send one out for you. So, hope you guys are having a great day, and hope you find this helpful. And be sure to give this a like, a thumbs up, and leave an awesome comment. And we'll see you guys on the next one.